go by Black Lotus or Frijoles Negros. I am 22, turning 23, and I am an active member in Fuerza Collective and Chulita Vinyl Club LA. We first started off as a Chicana Feminist, like a reading group, and then after that we decided that we couldn't just read, that we had to be like actively involved in our community. We had to we wanted to create things. We wanted to just be present in any form of activism. So that's when we decided to become a collective, and we decided on the name Con Fuerza because that's really what it takes to be like a Chicana feminist in this day and age. Is like you need strength, and that's really what we've been to each other. Is just like a fountain of like strength where like we can come to each other and really kind of have that understanding, because like it's like who else is gonna understand you better than someone that experiences the same thing? There's like kind of like a standard that we all uphold, you know. That's kind of like the base of just like being inclusive, playing what we want, and just like being community oriented, you know, in a sense where it's just like it is about our community. It's not just about music. We don't want to just like play at bars, you know. We want to play community spaces. So we want to play like art shows or like any space really that like allows for like people of color to come and just like exist and be safe. We choose women identified instead of female because
the word female reduces you to your sexual organs, and a lot of times we don't all identify as like female.
Yeah, just to be kind of like, I guess more politically correct or like inclusive and not be transphobic, because it's like, again, like even though like some of us have vaginas, our vagina does not like validate our womanhood.
You know, because above all, we're all human. So as long as we're all inclusive, I think that way we show that we're empathic, compassionate, and, you know, we don't exclude you for like how you identify.
Why would we want to continue to perpetuate like that oppression onto like people that like are in our community, or even more so people that we love?
Yeah, I've experienced machismo mostly in my home, like with my father and maybe other relatives like my uncles and stuff. And it is pretty annoying, but I feel like everybody has that. And it just you don't have to stay quiet about it. And it is scary, and then people tell you that you're being disrespectful or something. But since when is like claiming respect for yourself disrespectful? Like, and then they still expect you to respect them. It's like, no, not really. You can't tell me what to do just because I'm a woman. Like, I'm more than that.
I support you reclaiming like your body, your sexuality, your identity, whatever it is, like. Es para ti, mi gran amor, pues juntos los dos podremos vivir y así buscar la felicidad, y así buscar la felicidad. This event has been going on for a few years. It originated up in the Bay, and it came out of it was born out of like people of color feeling like, well, not even feeling, needing to create their own spaces, and to have music that really represented who we are, like culturally, and our intersections.
Muy dulce. Noche Romantica is like a really important time for us, because I think as people of color, like we need these times and these spaces for us just to have fun and relax. Because I think a lot of times like our lives, we have stresses that other, like for example, like white people, they don't stress about the things we stress, like just living and just existing and just feeling beautiful. And these are spaces where we can just go as people of color and specifically like Chicanos or Latinos or indigenous people, and just like go have a dance and feel attractive and go have a drink and
know everyone at the
and
bar.
know everybody and we know everybody. It's like a family reunion almost. And so these nights are really special. Like I know to some people they might seem like they're just like just a party, but for people of color these things are really important because the rest of the world doesn't belong to us. So to have like a night where it belongs to us is a big deal.
An issue that has been brought up is the issue of gentrification, especially since this event has gotten a lot of media coverage. A lot of white people either like wander in or actually like come, because they want to come dance salsa or something, and it's really a touchy subject, even the fact that they have moved here because Boyle Heights is definitely like on the forefront of like fighting like gentrification.
Well, I think there's a lot of people who show up to this event who do a lot of work for a community, and even if we don't do the actual work like going to the marches and stuff, because sometimes there's things like you need to have like you need to be mentally healthy to do those things. It's a lot of work, but it's like a good place for people to come and relax and just like
build community in different aspects.
In a different aspect, because not everything is about like fighting.
It gets tiring.
It is exhausting. It's exhausting, and even though it's important and crucial for like our movements, like we still need to have those breaks where we can just go have a drink, or even if we're not drinking, like just go and like
dance
come
to our favorite
communicate.
song or like
Well, we need to remember exactly what racism is. Racism implies that you're disenfranchised by the structure, by the system. To bring up the notion of reverse racism, that's saying, okay, so we're going to reverse the system, we're going to reverse the structure. You can't reverse the power hierarchy. You can't reverse the dynamic. Therefore, reverse racism doesn't exist. Therefore, these spaces are necessary. Therefore, please stay out, white people. Thank you. Thank you.
Everyone's so sensitive about like white people coming into these spaces because like day in and day out and like in most of like the kind of settings that we walk into, we are always pushed out of them. So it is important for us to reclaim space, to take up space, and to be unapologetic about it, Because if we don't do it, no one's gonna do it for us. Like no one's gonna be like, oh, like here, I saved you your space. Like it's just like no, they're gonna be like, oh, you're not using this. You're not using this. You didn't want this space, right? You didn't want this space, right? Nah, you didn't want it.
She's like, no, I didn't.